guys. Without further ado, let's get our next two fighters into the cage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a semi-pro mixed martial arts contest. Please welcome into the red corner. He weighed in at 77 kilos and fights out of Blue Wave. Give it up for Aaron Smith. And his opponent fighting out of Titan Fighter MMA, weighing in at 74 kilos. Put your hands together for Antonaides. Semi-pro mixed martial arts over three-minute rounds.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Smith in the red corner versus Antonaides in the blue. Aaron Smith comes out with a furious pace, pushing Antonaides back up against the cage. Both of these young men in an early stalemate here in round number one, just jostling for position. This is our first semi-pro mixed martial arts contest of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, and these guys at welterweight. This will be over three-minute rounds, and it looks like Antonaides is just pushing for the position here. This young man looks like an explosive fighter. However, he is going to test my vocabulary and my enunciation to the absolute max with an exceptionally difficult second name to get your tongue around on fast commentary. It looks like Antonaides is on top for the time being. Smith with a much more easy to pronounce second name on the bottom. And Antonaides may well look to posture up here and drop some shots. And does so, rains a few shots down onto Smith. Nothing really doing for the man from Titan Fighter as of yet, but in control of this fight for the time being. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some great fights coming up for you later on in the evening, including the first UCMMA title defence between Jack Mazzetti and Dominic Dillon. We've also got 3 more titles on the line this evening, so look out for those. But this one is starting to heat up, ladies and gentlemen, with Antonaides on top and starting to drop a few big headshots on to Smith. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is semi-pro mixed martial arts contest, so headshots are allowed. Not like the earlier fights we had this evening, amateur mixed martial arts. Now we have headshots. and it promises to be an exciting result. Good work so far from Antonaides. And starts to drop the left hand onto the head of Smith. Not a hell of a lot of action so far on in round number one. There's been a lot of jostling for position, and looks like Antonaides will posture up and look for some ground and pound here. Smith pushes him off, and Antonaides comes back into half guard. Smith covering up, needs to be careful here. Referee may stop it unless he looks to retaliate or for a defence. Antonaides just dropping the bombs here on Smith. Smith needs to do more than just cover up, otherwise the referee may look to stop it. Nothing doing for Smith, he's just covering up and hoping that the onslaught stops, and Antonaides may well have the back here of Smith. Smith guards with the left hand, still takes a few shots there from Antonaides, and Antonaides may look for the choke. Oh, he is saved by the bell. Aaron Smith is saved by the bell. Round number two here, Aaron Smith versus Anthony Antonaides. Smith from Blue Wave in the white shorts, Antonaides from Titan Fighter MMA in the white trunks. Antonaides, the taller of the two fighters, looks to move well in almost a Thai style. Smith a little bit more central to the ground, perhaps he learnt his stand-up more in a boxing style, but Antonaides definitely seems to reek of the Thai elements here. The first round was mostly on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, almost all grappling. And it looks like if Smith has his way, it's going to be the same with round number two. Antonaides will look to control the right leg of Smith, and Smith looks to drop a few nice big uppercuts onto Antonaides and takes him down with nice control around the right arm and neck of Antonaides. And we are back to a similar position as we were in round number one, ladies and gents. Antonaides on top and Smith fighting from the back, Gracie style. Dropping a few nice heel kicks onto Antonaides there. Antonaides looks to posture up and drop a few shots of his own onto Smith. Just slipping the right hook over the shoulder and onto the chin of Smith. No real damage done, but a nice deterrent from allowing Smith to open up and potentially look for a submission. Again, Smith holding on here. Not really looking for anything, but then potentially aiming for a full mount, but just negated there by Antonaides, who moves nicely into a half guard. The question is, will he look to transition fully? Aaron Smith not in an advantageous position at the minute, ladies and gents. He's been down in this position for most of the fight, with Antonaides pushing the agenda here. Not a great showing so far from Smith, and neither from Antonaides, but Antonaides does seem to just be edging it right at this very moment in time. And the referee will stand up both fighters, as he is perfectly at liberty to do so if not much action is occurring. And we're back to stand up with the Thai style of Antonaides versus the more boxing orientated style of Smith. A nice front leg roundhouse kick there from Antonaides, and Smith looks to come in with some fast hands, and we are back to some up against the cage clinching. That is the end of round number two, ladies and gents. Here we go, round number 3. Smith versus Antonaides. Antonaides in the blue, Smith in the red. And Smith coming up with some firing shots here in round number 3. Maybe not looking to go to his earlier ground game. This time it's Antonaides who takes things down to the canvas. An exciting start to round number 3. And we end up back to where we were in the first and second round. Smith's corner telling him to stand up. They obviously have confidence in his stand-up game. But Antonaides is the man who's taken this down to the ground. Neither man seems to have an advantage here on the ground, ladies and gents. As I say that, Smith goes for a nice triangle but is blocked there by Antonaides. Neither of these men seems to have a major advantage on the ground, so it makes sense for both of them to perhaps try a different game plan. This is how we've been in the first round and the second round, and now the same here in the third. It would make sense for either fighter to potentially change what they're doing and look to exploit a weakness in the other one. But as often happens when you're in the cage, I can say so, I've been there myself, your brain doesn't always switch on to its full capacity, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you're flying on autopilot, and that is often the case, and might well be the case with these two young men. Neither may not be using their full intellectual capacity to dictate this fight, thinking tactics. It's quite easy to drop into autopilot, especially when you're in a situation like this. But Antonaides looks to posture up. He is in half guard at the moment. He's been here before and still in. No, back to guard there for Antonaides. Nothing doing on that transition, and we're back to where we were at square one. Smith looking to push Antonaides off, but nothing doing again. Antonaides again looking to get some leverage, move around to the side. Referee warns both fighters to maneuver or he'll stand both of them up. And referee stands up both fighters one more time. Not a good sign from either fighter if neither is gaining an advantage on the ground. It would make sense to keep the fight standing up where you have got an advantage, or to maneuver into a different position. And here we go with Smith. No, Smith was looking to keep it standing up. However, Antonaides with another takedown to the ground. Not entirely sure why, ladies and gentlemen, because it doesn't seem that he has the tools at his disposal to best Smith on the ground. 20 seconds here in round number 3. We've got to feel that neither fighter has really executed a game plan here. Both have come in and done their best to try and finish the fight, but neither really has the tools, or had the tools to be able to gain a distinct advantage in this particular bout. Both fighters cancelling each other out, and not a great one for the crowd, ladies and gents, but I'm sure one of these guys is going to go home very happy.
Please put your hands together for both these young men, ladies and gents. But we do have a unanimous decision. Introducing your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Antonaides. Please put your hands together for Aaron Smith.